Okay, very well. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Welcome back from vacation. This is the regular meeting of the Suffern Central School District Board of Education for Tuesday, April 7, 2026. At this time, let the record reflect that all board members are present, and we are going to recall this meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and we now are going to move to our student board member report. Good evening, Robbie.
Good evening. So, beginning this week, there will be orientation sessions for our kindergarten and first grade dual language programs at R.P. Connor and Sloatsburg Elementary. If you have a child entering either of those grades and would like to take advantage of this unique enrichment opportunity where children learn both English and Spanish, please visit the Suffern Central website for details on dates and times. At R.P. Connor, thanks to the support of their PTA, they continue to provide engaging cultural arts experience for our students. On April 13th, UPK and kindergarten students will participate in a petting zoo experience at RPC, rotating through 8 interactive stations. On April 15th, second grade students will take part in a hands-on assembly with Rob's School of Music. Not me. Where they will explore the purpose of music and collaborate to create a song in real time. Over at Cherry Lane, 5th grade students have started participating in the DARE program, which is such a meaningful experience for students as it helps them build awareness and confidence in ensuring that school is safe for everyone. We really value our partnership with local law enforcement, and it's been great to see those positive connections continue to grow. Both Cherry Lane and Montebello students have 2 exciting music events coming up at Suffern High School. The String Extravaganza will be held on April 15th at 7:30 p.m., followed by the Band Bonanza on April 16th at 7:30. Both evenings are a wonderful opportunity for 5th graders to showcase all they've been working on while performing alongside students from across the district. It's always a special night for families and a great way to celebrate our music program. Montebello is preparing for New York State assessments, which are next week and the first week of May. Students are spending time learning the format of the test and how to use the tools on the computer-based test format. In addition, Sloatsburg and Montebello Elementary are excited to invite you to their upcoming Family and Community Night, a celebration of diversity. This special evening is an opportunity for our school community to come together, learn from one another, and celebrate the unique cultures, traditions, and experiences that make us stronger together. This event will be taking place on April 30th at Suffern High School. Please be on the lookout for signups and more information later this week. Up at the middle school, in coordination with Suffern High School, Suffern Middle School will celebrate a diversity night on April 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. at Suffern High School. This is always a great night with so many of our families sharing their rich histories and cultures with the whole community. Everyone is welcome. At the high school, Honor Society induction season is underway. There's already been a Language Honor Society induction. On Thursday at 7 p.m. is the Music Honor Society in the auditorium at Suffern High School. Next Monday, the 13th, is English and History. And the following Monday, the 20th, is Science Honor Society. This Friday, the 3rd quarter ends. And this Wednesday is a speech and debate tournament, which will be held in a library with schools from all over the region. On the 15th and 16th, String Extravaganza and Band Bonanza take place. String Extravaganza and Band Bonanza, they feature orchestra and band students from 5th grade all the way to 12th grade. And so it'll be different bands, different ensembles in different grades. And us seniors actually get to play with the 5th graders during it. On the 17th, Junior Prom will happen at the Crown Plaza. And the top 10% Board of Ed meeting is next up.
That was great. I'm always impressed by the logistical achievement of getting the 5th to the 12th grade bands all together in the auditorium. Tremendous. Okay, thank you, Robbie. We're now going to move on to approving the minutes of the regular meeting of March 24th, 2026. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes? Do I have a motion to accept the minutes? Mrs. Hodge, second. Mr. Andert, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, superintendent's comments.
Thank you very much. I want to commend Robbie for a full student report, especially considering the fact that it's only been 4 school days since this last Board of Education met at our previous meeting. I hope everybody had a nice, restful, and joyful spring break. I see a lot of smiling faces today. A lot of people came back fully rested, especially by having the Easter Monday off as well. Today was a beautiful day outside. Spring is in the air. How quickly we transition from winter sports and athletics to spring athletics. I know the track team was at the middle school today competing, and the baseball team was out on the field today at the high school. Just nice to see the spring sports in full action now. As Robbie indicated as well, there's a lot of planning going on for next year already. Not only Dr. Castellane's budget development, which will have the latest update at our next Board of Education meeting, but a lot of orientations going on, whether it's for kindergarten, our dual language program, and so on and so forth. At the last board meeting, the board appointed Ms. Benatti to be the high school principal, and the community at RP Connor can expect that we will be pushing out a thought exchange and a search for the next RP Connor principal for next year. So that will be upcoming as well. And finally, as this is the time of year, as Mr. Shapiro will, I'm sure, reiterate a little bit later on in this meeting, this year's Suffern Central School District budget and candidate vote will take place on Tuesday, May 19th. If any resident of the school district is interested in running for a position on the Board of Education, petitions are now available. Petition packets may be picked up at Suffern Central School District Administration Building, here, 45 Mountain Ave in Hilburn, between the hours of 10 and 4, Monday through Friday, on days when school is in session. 2 seats on the Board of Education are up for election. Completed petitions must be received by the elections clerk no later than 5 p.m. on Monday, April 20th. If more information is needed, please contact the Suffern Central School District elections clerk, and you can find that contact information on our website. And my superintendent comments are not completely concluded right now, because I'd actually like to welcome Ms. Dominique Maribel up to the podium, who she will be giving the Board of Education and the public an update on the special education department. She leads up the Pupil Personnel Services, has been doing a wonderful job. And it's so nice to see members of her team and staff here to support her in the great work that she and her team have been doing. So, Ms. Maribel, take it away. Just forgive us that here at the front, we may shift over to the side so we can see the presentation. Just make sure that the red light's on the microphone. Perfect.
Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. So thank you, members of the board, Dr. Gunderson, school leadership team, and school community for allowing me to present on the Pupil Personnel Services Department successes. I'm thankful to have this role. I've been here a year and a half, so I'll be sharing our successes over the last year and a half. This presentation will go over, like I said, our key successes, progress toward our goals, visions for the future, and any Q&A that you may have. So our department took the opportunity to look at last year and audit our programs and determine what our students need and how are we going to drive this mission and ensuring compliance. And so we determined that these are the pillars we're going to stand by. Enhancing special education services to meet and exceed students' needs while ensuring compliance, fostering community partnerships, strengthening our community organization relationships to expand resources and create more opportunities for our students, promoting professional development to help ongoing professional development of our staff as learning and growing aligns with our district's blueprint, and advocacy for student and families, ensuring that every student and parent voice is heard to ensure that our families are engaged in their child's education. Last year was my first year here in district, and I really took the time to understand the different profiles of our programs and where our students' unique needs fall within those programs. And so in partnership with our Director of Communications, Ms. Mermelstein, along with our supervisors in the office, we aligned our programs with the New York State Ed Continuum, which encompasses consultant teacher services, resource room, integrated co-teach, foundational learning, therapeutic support, and learning center. So if you go to our district website, you will see on our page that's very user-friendly, the different profiles of each program and where students fall and the different programmatic supports we provide for each program. Additionally, because of this branding of our district program, we have been able to reach out to other districts and showcase our programs. Because of that, South Orangetown, Clarkstown, Tuxedo, and next year Pearl River all have given us applications to accept their students for tuition-based programming within our special education courses. So currently we have 3 districts that already send their students, and we're gonna continue to elevate whatever spots that we have available. So reflecting on our goals, I shared about strengthening our compliance. In 2020, our district took a pause on generating Medicaid billing and revenue. So last year was the first year since 2020 that we were able to start billing again for services for speech, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. And we were able to bring in around $600,000 in revenue. Additionally, this school year, we are projected to bring about $800,000 in revenue. And we are looking to expand by adding services such as mandated counseling, as well as transportation services to push us beyond the $800,000 for next school year. Fostering community partnerships. So it has been our department's mission to have a strong relationship with our special education PTA. And that partnership is still going strong. Last year, myself and the supervisors here this evening attended every meeting, whether it was virtual or in person. The PTA, special ed PTA, allowed for us to not only come and give feedback and immediate advice to parents seeking information, but they also allowed us to present on topics that aligned with our students and programmatic needs. Therefore, this year we presented on strategies at home, CPSE, which is preschool age special education services, lessening the summer slide. This coming Monday, Dr. McKenzie will be presenting on transition to life after high school. And our former interim assistant principal, who spent some short time at the high school, will be presenting on boys and social emotional learning skills. And that's a book talk. So I'll be pushing out that book in case anybody wants to read it prior to the meeting. In partnership with Dr. McKenzie and Athletic Director Mr. Guccione, we have been able to bring on Unified Sports, which is an inclusive program for students of all backgrounds, variety of disabilities, and those without, to be able to participate in extracurricular activities. And so here's our team, Rolling Thunder, undefeated. They are our first league, bowling league, and we're looking to expand the program to basketball for next year. When it comes to expanding professional development, our teachers have been strategically positioned to attend and turnkey information, so more staff has the tools to be able to implement them in the classroom. Some of the professional development workshops that they have attended this year have been functional behavior training, training for de-escalation strategies, crisis prevention. Then we also put out a survey last year to ask our teaching assistants and aides how they can further support the classroom and their students. And so based on that survey, we were able to implement additional workshops for them as well, virtual and in person. Enhancing therapeutic supports. So We have noticed that we have a lot more students with unique sets of needs when it comes to social emotional learning. And so we have a really great psychologist on staff who has a background as a behavior specialist. He has been doing consultation work around the district to help with these social emotional needs and empowering our current staff, giving them the tools to be able to conduct some of these evaluations and interventions in the classroom. We are looking to expand that role. The needs are there for our students, so we are looking within the next year or two to designate a behavior specialist at the at the elementary level. We have one currently in middle school, and we're looking also to identify one for the high school as our therapeutic programs grow. Additionally, our occupational therapy programs have new and improved assessments. These assessments are helpful because it helps with early intervention in our MTSS program, which is a multi-tiered support system. And so we are looking to identify students early who have needs that we can provide the supports without necessarily classifying them. Okay. Additionally, we are also looking to assess students at the pre-K and kindergarten screenings. So that way, again, we can provide these earlier, what you may know as AIS, prior to coming into school age or even, not knowing if they need services, because we can do these interventions at the building level without it being a classification or even a 504 embedded in the school. Things that we need to look forward to. At the high school currently on a quarterly basis, we have Artie Time that serves as our art therapy, and Hudson Valley Paws for a Cause, which serves as our animal therapy. The vision for the PPS department is to expand this program, the K-12 model. We want all of our students to be able to access animal therapy, art therapy, and music therapy. It will help grow the value of our program, as well as lend to the differentiated needs we have of all of the children, not just in special education. Because remember that pupil personnel services is not just special education. So we're always thinking about every child. Advocating for students and families. Our families have given us such great feedback. We have gone digital, which means all of their records, IEPs that may have been put in a drawer somewhere or discarded by accident are now accessible digitally. So they can refer back as long as their student has been in Suffern. They can sign agreements. They can sign that they've had meetings or any changes right on the web with a personalized password linked to their student. Earlier in the meeting, I shared about students who are from other districts coming to our programming. What we have done as a team, the supervisors and I, we didn't just audit our programs in public school, we audited our programs at a district. We looked at every single child. We went to visit and observe them in the setting that they were recommended for. We spoke with their school teams, not just to see how beneficial their program was, but to see if our public school program was meeting the needs of those students and if we could reintegrate them back to their home school. We have successfully done that last year for this current school year for 3 elementary students. And so while we continue to strengthen professionally our staff and give them the tools that they need, we also are ensuring that our students who are Suffern students, while they may go to a BOCES program, are able to come back and that we're really looking at them and they're not just sent to BOCES and that's where they're going to stay. 2 board meetings ago, Mr. Donnelly had a question about dyslexia. I'm here. I'm here for you. Look, I got it. I got it. And so I wanted to address that this evening. So as we all know, dyslexia is a diagnosis by a medical physician, right? However, the district recognizes the diagnosis once we receive it. And we put in place reading specialists to provide those supports, and we determine them on an individualized basis. At the secondary level, We have one reading specialist at each building. This school year, we heard the community and we were able to, working on it still, identify a special education teacher who is currently receiving credentials and certification and training to be prepared to serve at the 3-5 level next year for those reading supports for those students who are identified with the diagnosis. Of course, with your support for the year 2020, 27, 28, we're looking to expand that to the K2. Okay. Of course, early intervention matters. Well, the reason that we're going to start with the 3 through 5, since we already have it at secondary, is because those are our testing grades, right? So we're going to work backwards because of that. We identify all. So if we find a need that a student is a second grader and we have to pivot and move that person for a second grader, we will do that because that's what the child needs. But the goal right now is that person will be for 3-5, you know. Just like we did last year, our secondary middle school person also served as an elementary provider when it was needed. So we recognize the need and we support it. Okay, thank you for your question. So expanding clinical and community support. With the partnership with Director Kern, who is our Director of School Counseling and Student Development, we have been able to strengthen our mental health resources. And that's with partnerships with SPOA, Single Point of Access, and our mental health first aid trainings. All of our clinicians, school social workers, SACs, who are our school assistant counselors, and our psychologists, all are receiving these important trainings to help benefit our students' social emotional needs and mental health. Dr. McKenzie has been at the forefront with putting our resource fair together at the high school. This resource fair not only has agencies that parents can connect with for whatever resources they may need, they also have college and career opportunities to explore any areas of their interest. Additionally, Dr. McKenzie has put together at the high school a calendar where students have access to career seminars where they meet with a variety of fire services, law enforcement, medical field, colleges, to be able to determine what's their next step after high school. So looking ahead. As we continue to enhance our services and foster partnership and advocate for students, our focus remains on sustainable growth and impact for change. So that means what I shared before, enhancing our programs, animal therapy, music therapy. It's also bridging the gaps for our students, giving them career and vocational opportunities. Instructionally, we are looking at a few things for next year and the years to come, which are, before I came on board, our district was doing inclusion classes, which is ICT, as you all may know it, or integrated co-teach, which is 2 teachers in a class. We had it only at the secondary level, full day. We determined based on our students' needs that, again, like Mr. Donnelly shared, isn't earlier better? We need our students to get this access early so they have the least restrictive environment as they go up in grade. Therefore, we expanded our ICT program to 3rd to 5th grade this school year. So now we're 3 through 12 all day ICT. We are looking to expand that model for the 27-28 school year for K to 12. Additionally, we are looking to create an ICT pre-kindergarten class. So pre-K class ICT also for the 27-28 school year in alignment with the state mandates that are coming out for having access for students all for pre-K. Lastly, we are introducing Learning Center 15-1 in our 3 through 5. We have it in the secondary level. We had it in the past in elementary. It was collapsed based on students' needs and a decision made at that time. However, we are seeing that our students are successfully moving out of our special class programs, and they need that in-between class to help them make further progress. So next year, we will be piloting a 15-to-1 program at one of our 3 through 5 schools. Lastly, Dr. Balbuena, who is the Director of Multilingual Education, and I have been doing some real research, and we collectively have been working to support bridging bilingual education and special education programming. So while I can't give you the full details of those plans and research because we are public, I will give you a tidbit that when we roll out this program to the board for the 27-28 school year, we will be the first in the lower Hudson Valley. We will be the pioneers of this program. Okay. Lastly, here are specific goals of our department. And that is to strengthen our multi-tiered systems and supports. Again, reflecting on what can we do for our students academically and behaviorally. Not just special education students, but what building level supports can we put in place so we don't necessarily have to classify all children. We have to do what's right for students, and intervention is the key first. Second is to expand our in-district programming, which will also reduce our reliance on out-of-district placement. The more that we have in district, the less that we have to send out, and we save on revenue that way as well. Lastly is to expand our Medicaid billing, which I shared earlier, which means not only billing for PT, OT, and speech, it also encompasses counseling and transportation services for next year. Lastly, before I open it up for questions, I have to thank a couple of people who have helped elevate our program over these last year and a half. I have to thank the co-presidents of SEPTA, Jennifer Haas and Diana Johnson, the special ed supervisors who are all here this evening, Dr. McKenzie, Mrs. Jeffs, Mrs. Lucides, our CPS chairperson, Joanne McDonough, our director of counseling and student development, Mrs. Kern, our director of athletics who helped us bring unified sports, Mr. Guccione, our nurses, they fall under our department as well, especially our nursing coordinator, Ms. Cooper, our occupational therapists, including our coordinator, Dr. Block, our principals, Principal Benatti's here, thank you, and our APs, and most importantly, our boots on the ground. And that's our teachers, our teaching assistants, our aides, and our related service providers, because we could not do the work without them. Thank you, and I'll open it up for questions.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Maribel. Are there any questions from the board? No? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, I have a question actually, and that's in regard to dyslexia support at Suffern High School. What is available for students there who may not have had that support previously or who are coming up from Suffern Middle to Suffern?
Sure. So if we have an on-file diagnosis with our department, we will have a meeting to consult with the family and provide the opportunities. But there is an identified reading specialist in which we can give them one period of reading support.
Is that a daily support?
It's unique to the student's needs.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Maribel, you keep saying something about physician is diagnosis for dyslexia.
Yes.
Is that difficult to get for the parent or for the student?
It seems like it's difficult in terms of getting an appointment, but the decision is done fairly quickly once you have the evaluation. And then once it's received by us, we have a specific timeline in which we have the meeting to determine the level of supports we can provide to the student.
Is that not done by the doctor? That's done by the professionals in the
So the
district?
doctor provides the diagnosis, and then the district provides any supports required.
Okay. And you said it's just difficult to get the
Appointment.
appointment to see
Mhm.
the doctor?
Correct.
Are they like specialized?
It's just difficult right now in general in Rockland County because we have so many school districts and so many students that live here that it is very difficult for parents to get any appointments, not just for dyslexia, neurological appointments, speech and audiology. Like I could go on and on.
Is
Just
that
any
a
specialized.
neurologist they go to?
They could, yes.
And that would be acceptable.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Any other board questions? Yes, Ms. Bryan.
Red. Just a quick question on the behavior specialist for elementary.
Sure.
Can you expand on that just a little bit more?
Sure. So currently we have a behavior consultant. And so technically he's on district staff as a psychologist, but he has a BCBA certification, which means he's able to push in and provide consultation. He's able to do observations and give feedback, create behavior intervention plans along with functional behavior assessments. We are looking to expand that role because right now he's on a case-by-case basis, which means he's deployed at any building at any time based on a schedule that we have, which is very tight. We are looking to have a BCBA or behavior specialist, as you may know it, to be in programmatically, meaning assigned to a building, embedded in the program, a part of the schedule and the day-to-day with those specific classes that require those needs. And so currently the only building that we have in district that has that is the middle school.
Also, the therapeutic services that's offered right now in
So in
secondary?
therapeutic support, that's what I'm sharing. That's primarily what I'm talking about. And that is the need for a behaviorist. Most therapeutic support programs have an embedded therapist. They have a teacher, a classroom assistant, and a classroom aide, in addition to any one-to-ones a student may be mandated to have. Typically, that profile moves at the elementary level as one. So that means that they should be going to specials together, specials meaning music, art, phys ed, so on and so forth, but always having a clinician accessible if a social emotional need arises, a crisis arises. And so again, right now we just have the consultation. So exploring what the student's crisis is, level of crisis, what interventions the school building can do, but not someone on a day-to-day that can actually be there and facilitate and train immediate on the spot.
Last question.
Sure.
Reading specialist, you mentioned that there is one at each building.
No, there's one at the high school and there's one at the middle school. Like I shared before, we did have last year where we split time between the middle school facilitator, where she worked in middle school and elementary. We currently have someone being trained with credentials who is a special education teacher on staff, who is earning that to support us at least at the 3-5, if not the K2, based on what's warranted.
So what is at the elementary level?
There is no special education reading specialist for dyslexia, if that's what you're asking.
I think that's the key distinction. We have reading specialists at the elementary school levels, several of them, but what Ms.
Correct.
Barabella is talking about is specific special education reading specialists who are certified in Orton Gillingham, who can help.
Or
assist-
Wilson, correct.
That's right, or Wilson, who can provide that type of assistance for those students in need.
Correct. Correct. One is currently working on certification.
Eventually, we'll have the 4 that's needed, I guess.
As long as you approve it,
That's for the kids, I've got no problem.
then I love it.
So to confirm, general reading specialists, how many do we have per building?
I'd have to defer to Dr. McCahill as that's not part of my purview.
For each elementary school. 3 in the middle.
Thank you so much.
Any other board member questions? No, okay. Well, just before I turn it back over to Dr. Gunderson, I just want to say thank you for that presentation. It was really, really interesting to hear about everything that you're working on. And thank you so much for everyone from People Personnel Services who's here tonight. We really do appreciate your dedication to these students and your hard work. It's so crucial to the success of the district. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Maribel, and your team for being here. I know that you're the leader of the department, but I know that you have, and you're very proud of the staff that you have, both here at central office and each in all of our buildings as well. As you mentioned, you have a lot of folks that are on your team, and clearly making some significant improvements in the PPS world. Whether it's with finances, you touched on how you're providing a greater and greater resource with regards to revenue producing work that we're doing, the support, and more importantly, the partnership that you have with SEPTA and the families, the professional development that you're always improving upon for your team. And then, of course, most importantly, and you went through a wide variety of academic and athletic opportunities for our students who are special education. Really, that's the crux of the work that you do. And in working with you on a daily basis, I see that pride that you have. And I think it was clear tonight that that you certainly are very invested in the work that you do. So thank you so much to you and your team. Before I conclude my superintendent comments, we're going to have another presentation at our next board meeting from Dr. Balbuena, who's going to be talking to us about a lot of the work that she's doing in the world of dual language. And so she's going to be joining us here in a couple of weeks to give an overview of that. She had a large group of teachers from around the region here just in this building and in our buildings a few weeks ago. Really impressive work that she and her team are doing as well. And then also at our next meeting, Dr. Castellane will have another budget update and part of his ongoing budget workshop series. And this concludes my superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you very much. Our next item is public participation. This is on action items only. This is our first of two public participation opportunities. Is there anyone who is here to speak on an action item? Okay, looks like not. So I'm going to close that portion of the meeting. Action items are on our agenda tonight at 2.01 through 2.12. Before asking for a consent agenda, is there any action item that any board member would like to pull? Okay. Do I have a motion for a consent agenda to approve action items 2.01 through 2.12? Who was that? Thank you, Mr. Ander. Second, Mrs. Hodge. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, then we're going to move on to our second public participation section. This is on any district-related business. If you are here to speak about any district-related business, please approach the lectern. Please keep your remarks to 3 minutes. And please do not mention anyone in the district by name, whether it's staff, student, or teacher. Is there anyone who is here from the public to speak on any district-related business? Okay, looks like not. So we're going to close that portion of the meeting and move to board member comments. Are there any board members with any comments tonight? Ms. Bryant.
I'll start. Just one quick comment as it pertained to SEPTA. I would like to thank Ms. Karen Grossman, who has advocated for SEPTA for many years on a continual, almost nagging basis to make sure that that PTA continued within our district. So I just want to publicly thank her for keeping that flame alive and burning. So you can continue.
Mr. Shapiro. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm tired of wearing this shirt. I do wash it between meetings, but I'm tired of wearing it. But I'm going to continue to wear it at every meeting until the budget vote and the board election is over. It's 6 weeks, 42 days, 42. Does that number strike anything in anyone's mind, 42. Jackie, okay, at least there's one baseball fan over there. Okay, so we only have 42 days left, and everyone has to know where they're supposed to vote, how to get to the place that they're supposed to vote. And if each person who voted last year, or a vast majority of them, brings one other person with them, we will double the amount of votes. Last year, we had approximately 2,300, which was one of the lowest that we've had probably in the past, with the exception of the COVID year, probably in the last 9 years. I did some digging, and in 2023, supposedly there were about 32,000 residents in the Suffern School District. Let's say that about half of them were registered to vote. So that's about 16,000. So if we could get 25% of them, 4,000, that's a pretty good turnout. Yeah, and you're probably thinking 25%, that really stinks, but nationwide, it actually is very large. And it would be almost a 75% increase over the previous year. So once again, speak to your neighbors, speak to your friends who live in the district, make sure that they're registered, make sure that they know where to vote. If each one brings one, it's not like, buy one, get one free, but if each one brings one, maybe we'll get to that 4,000 number, which I think would be a very nice feather in our cap. And that's my bit about voting. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Getting a lot of mileage out of that shirt. Any other board member comments tonight? No? Okay, thank you very much. Then let's go to our superintendent's closing comments.
I have no further comments.
Okay, our next meeting will be April 21st at Suffern High School, where we will be recognizing the top 10% of the senior class. That's a wonderful evening that we all look forward to. And so if you have a senior in the top 10%, put that on your calendar. And now, without any further ado, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn. Mr. Shapiro, second. Mr. Donnelly, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All right, this meeting is adjourned. See everybody at Suffern High School on April 21st.